towers have -7 armor, but add a Beastmaster to that, you kind of start taking roads, you take towers. I think they're hitting to play for team fights. You may make it an unkillable ball, they walk in towers, they fight. And I think the biggest thing they have to deal with and or worry about in this game is the Lifestealer. If they can kill the Lifestealer, they're going to win these fights. If he gets roared, he gets static stormed and Astral, could be scary. I think one thing that I'm not 100% sure on that might happen is if you Astral the Lifestealer, I think he might be able to rage before he gets silenced by the Disruptor roll. So the OD might be really nice to always make sure that the Lifestealer gets rage off. And he's still unkillable with rage. They have nothing for rage right now.
Well, they head out across the map, the smoke up, they're ready to go. Jackie, a whole host of little items there. And the thing that I want to watch for is how do these early lanes set up? Is there any sort of dynamic in the mid matchup? The Mars versus Lesh feels very strange to me.
Mars used to be really strong. His laning now has been nerfed a lot thanks to all the offlaners who, would just crush the lane. So now
they ruined the hero?
Yeah, they ruined it. It's like same with Pugna. Pugna was really good mid, and now the support's ruined it for us.
Or you mid laners.
Yeah. You guys have it so rough in that mid lane,
But the nice thing is Mars is able to... The level 6s on mid are really strong for the supports to come. That's when it's 4, 5, 6 minutes. They come mid, and Arena is one of the best spells to come mid to. And killing the Lush when you hit your tower with Arena is really easy. So I would say that the lane itself is fairly even, but it matters more so after the lane when the supports rotate.
Dude, the board just died
they
too.
Move on in. Yopaj kind of in no man's land. Mira there getting set up with the stun. They got him caught and collapse. Drawing first blood, Team Spirit. They're on deck first.
It's a big one. He now has Tangos in his inventory on the OD. Go a little greedy, so now he's a little... Mira's probably happy that he doesn't have to ferry him all the reason in the lane.
Moves on in, throws out the stun, and that gets them another bounty rune. Spirit looking to secure 3 to the 1 of Boom. FBZ, the only one that was able to pick that one
nice
up.
deny.
When you least
Nice. Okay, good.
2 for 1. Could be worse.
That board.
I think the big thing in this game is, again, it's going to be level 6 on the Mars mid, whether there's a play on the Siege mid, or there's a kill the Lesh or not. And then I think the OD will be pretty interesting to see how they play around him, whether they constantly go to him or they try to make him sit there to force the Shadow Fiend out of the lane.
Yeah, or even moves with him as well, potentially sets up for some of their other heroes. And then you have to keep an eye on this Leshrac too, because if the Leshrac isn't moving, then sometimes you just lose your tower if you go for this big play with the Arena and you miss or something.
Those early rotations that we've seen, things get a little bit spicy in there. And we've seen a couple of teams prioritize this mid-tier 1 tower over that safe lane tower a couple of times as well. To watch for where the movements go to. Tims will try and do some zoning back here onto Collapse. You mentioned earlier that one of the big worries was, do you just lose your lane outright? How does OD do in this lane?
In the mid lane, Shadow Fiend is generally good versus OD. He can just press raise and he has to walk away. The nice thing is his stats are very strong on OD, so even just as a hero, he has high movement speed, he has 320, he has good damage. So I would say he's probably going to lose relatively early, but once he starts getting to level 3, level 4 range where he has Astral, he'll be able to just pump out the damage. It got buffed last patch, so now it's an 18-second cooldown on the Astral level 1, and it's 120 damage for pretty much free. You don't have mana on this hero.
It's such a different spell in the side lane too, because you can actually fully wrap around. You can completely surround someone when you Astral them on a side lane compared to the mid lane where the tower's there to help you.
And interesting there, he's going for the Arcane Orb and the Essence Flux build, so opting to just keep more pressure on throwing out those orbs consistently against, I guess, Marcy in lane. Kind of cool. And Mira's just going to keep pulling lanes.
So he can pretty much guarantee last hits. Yeah. It's like 50 pure damage, so it's really hard to mess up the last hits. And this is going to be a start when he's maxing it, because he can still get it maxed by level 7. And the level 1 of the spell's not as good compared to the orb.
Again, interrupted a little bit there, now trying to pull the creep wave back over and connect them. Does look like he's going to be able to get a couple, but Tim's doing a really good job of being annoying. It has tended to be his role on this team. Try and frustrate the enemy offlaner to the best of their ability, or whoever he's facing off against.
And he is in, I would say, his best role, right? This early initiator, definitely where Tim's tends to shine. It's
the melee heroes, right?
Yeah, the melees, the Tusks, the Clockwork, something like that. Or Rubik. I mean, we'll give him one range hero.
There you go.
On the other side of the map, top, I think this lane is going to be fairly chill. The this Beastmaster, again, it's similar to the PL from the last game. They pick this not to
courier has been killed.
destroy the lane, they pick it as more of a game counter. So even if they go even in the lane,
That was nasty.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right,
so it's
Sims
not
woke
just sidekick that makes this good. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good combo.
a lot of spells that do a lot of things on this hero.
Yeah.
Stuns, slows, displacement, movement speed.
Far across all the lanes, looking pretty good. A slight advantage for each of these boom heroes over their counterparts in the lane. If you know, team spirit, oftentimes these lineups that they've built.
Just gonna find a courier.
Yeah, that's a little interesting.
All right.
Cool.
Happens to the best of us.
Probably clicked it somewhere under the tower to hide it, because it was on the way back. I don't think I had anything on it.
No, it was empty. Yeah.
Now he's telling you, Toro, please don't feed these boots. We need the boots to crush the lane. Scam's gonna make a move for the 4-minute water rune. These 4-minute runes are really important. A lot of the time where the matchups are relatively close, if you don't get a water rune, it starts to get very hard, and the Lesh uses a lot of mana, so lose out a water rune.
Gonna big stacks at the same time too, so the big efficiencies here from Scam.
That is going to be a huge injection of gold for them later if they want to arm that up with either FBZ or for that Shadow Fiend. We'll have to watch for it. FBZ just tanking through a bunch of damage from Miposhka. This Lich,
Bot lane.
more.
Nice jump on
Do
Collapse.
anything. Collapse in trouble, but Jackie cleaning him up. So another kill down bottom.
Really, really nicely played. He got a 2-man dispose, or rebound rather, and then 2 raises, the OD dies. He's going treads. It looks like he's just gonna go rush the Ags on the OD, which is last time he was popular as the offlane, he would go Meteor Hammer.
Yeah.
And he'd play for the, you know, wait till the H on banished, pressure Meteor Hammer for the perfect timing. It looks like now he's just playing purely for the Astral.
But not having a great time. D to start at the very least. As Spear gonna connect onto that tower, make sure that Yokaj can secure those couple of last hits. It's, again, slow and steady as we've often seen happen in these elimination matchups. Your team really wants to leave to try and rotate to one of those other lanes to go south very quickly.
Yeah, none of these early moves mid. Scam just too busy doing his stacks, and also, you know, you're a disruptor, so it's not that great. And obviously you can see the benefits of having the Mercy down bottom.
I think the 2 big moves this game right now are going to be whether they go mid on the arena timing, which is about to hit right now. It looks like the supports are kind of locked in their lanes due to how Team Spirit drafted. But I think the other move that is really important is I think Yatoro is going to look to TP bot at some point relatively soon. 1 Astral into a Life Sphere just hitting you. He has Ghoul Frenzy. He has all the slow he needs. So once I would say that's going to happen right around when Beast hits Dom. So in the next minute or 2, you'll probably see him abandon the lane.
Now this is, again, the moments when Boom have looked at their strongest, when they make sure that they enable Yopaj to get everything he wants, and they bring in 2 supports, going to secure that rune, which is going to spawn up top. So Yopaj gets the DD. And again, this is 2 separate rounds where Boom has got their supports to run mid and deny out Toronto Tokyo.
Look at this, they just run right into his jungle too. No big stacks even for him right now, unfortunately. As Leshrac, someone who just like doesn't even matter how many units there are with his spells, right? You're just basically farming the same amount, so.
Yeah, it looks like Team Spirit's playing mostly just to secure their side lanes. They're all just doing their own thing. They're 2-on-2, no one's moving, no one's doing much, and they're trying to be content 50-50ing all their lanes. I think they're very confident in how their heroes match up, just in pure 1-to-1s on the other team, so they don't feel the need to pressure towers early, pressure anything. They need to hit their timings. Again, this Leshrac, the Bloodstone is his timing. So the whole team's probably just playing for Bloodstone hits, or Lesh hits Bloodstone, then we do what we need.
And then the question is, like, if you spot that arena coming, maybe you can get Collapse there in time, get the Astral save, get the big turnaround play in the mid lane.
A little bit of a go here. Pops the Rage, no glimpse. FBZ chased down. Do they have a pull? They do. Miposhka, he got him. FBZ just gonna die. So a very nice play from Team Spirit there. They just ran on in and killed him.
Scam?
Oh. They should be fine.
Just wanted that one last punch.
That's the worst feeling. You're like, oh, they don't have stuns. I can TP out.
I'm fine.
And then you get stunned. You're like, I have to walk back to your lane. He doesn't have boots either because he wants to get this helm of the Dominator. A little sad. But it's not the worst. He still has this time. The Beastmaster always has a timing. He gets level 6, he gets Dom, and he can kick out almost any carry from the game.
Having a bad day.
placed up there. Probably will be taken away in just a couple of minutes here. But Yopaj, well, throw out that stun, connects onto the Nyx Assassin. Still hanging onto this arena, but with no spear, that gives Toronto Tokyo some freedom to walk on in and try and push out this lane. Mira wants to contest, and it is going to be bottom. So they get another rune. In fact, this DD, some pretty good damage. They're going to take down the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, and that level 1 Carapace, or, well, sorry, level 2, I mean, it's so long. It was 20 seconds, like, there's such a long time for you to punish all that. Once you Carapace that spear, I was kind of thinking, like, ooh, this looks kind of free, you know? And start looking at that Leshrac with the arena, but instead they just chased down Mira at the rune.
So no runes claimed at 8 minutes in by the Toronto Tokyo. Feels a little bit rough. And you can see he's kind of hurting from it based on that net worth, having to run back and forth to base a couple of times. But
right, Mira fills the bottle, gives him a little prize from that. But again, if Team Spirit feels a little, I don't know how to say it. They're just stuck in their lanes, maybe.
yeah.
And the worry is if Boom is able to kick these heroes out of lane fully, that's when it starts really bad.
Yeah, then you're forced to make a move. And you look at their heroes, like making a move is not very easy. Feels like it's kind of on the back of Mira, obviously once you get 6.
Yeah, the cores don't really mesh that well in terms of forcing plays to happen. You Astral, and Astral's not the best because it also enables the other team to set up for 4 seconds. They can TP in, try to save, so a lot of it will be on this Nyx Assassin, I think, to kind of catch around the map. Or even the Lifestealer just walking at a tower.
Oshka, they find him again. Couple quick hits, and Team Spirit looking to get a bit of a return. Can they do it? Yopaj chased down, barely able to walk away from that one, and he gets out.
Look at TP.
Yeah, is he still sticking around here? This is crazy. This guy needs to head on back home, and will do just that. So they get the kill onto that Lich and manage to escape. Was the arena used?
It was. The nice thing as well is that the Beastmaster used Roar for that, so Yatoro probably feels safe for the next 70 seconds to sit in his lane and not feel pressure to rotate out. But now this is giving a 1v1 to collapse. And OD, even in a bad matchup in the side lane, giving him a 1v1 is
I'll never see this coming.
pretty nice for the hero. And something interesting as well is he maxed his Arcane Orb first, as opposed to the Astral.
Yeah, trying to get up that farm there, and obviously be a bit of a threat if anybody steps in too much.
I feel like it's like a good threat in terms of rotations as well, and bring someone through.
A little bit of some mouse issues as we see the Hellbear about to be banished to the Netherrealm. You know, it's interesting to me too, the dynamic of these two teams in terms of the pressure that they're feeling. For Team Spirit, again, returning champions, and for Boom, you know, they were making tweets that looked like they thought they were out of the tournament just a couple days ago. You know, expectations are off. Obviously, it's always, you know, a tough situation to be in playing like this, but they have been looking very free, very fluid on this Boom team.
We have the timing's not coming out in terms of the 10-minute home. So Disruptor, probably gonna have 6 here in a second. Marcy, of course, a position 4 that doesn't really need the 6 that bad.
Yeah, but he could be level 7.
It's true. It's true.
You never play the PUBG or the 4, and you're like, I could be level 7 right now. I could be so strong.
Listen, Disruptor players have special, you know, they have like a little pass. They get it, all right?
They gotta get it. Yeah, and I think that this level 6s is going to be an interesting little timing as well, because you get so many big team fight things, whether it's Chain Frost, the Vendetta to allow you know, Mira to wrap around and try and sneak up on somebody. There's a lot that changes once these supports get ultis. And also once waiting on that one. Mask of Madness done on the SF. Waiting as Lifestealer is heading in, and I has that armlet coming out to him. Queuing up the Deso afterwards. Just straight up damage for this guy.
So the cores have not done much rotating. Yopaj did the move top, but you can see it doesn't even feel that good for him to go top. Flesh just follows him. They take some fight. Looks really scary. I think right now this bot lane is where the action is going to happen for either side. That's where the easiest lane for... Because you can't arena the Lifestealer. He's going to rage your arena, walk away. So he's going to try to look to maybe arena collapse, or the Lifestealer's going to go bot.
Yeah, if they see the Lifestealer go bot, like maybe there's a chance that you follow just like the helm up top, or you just, you know, all fight bot, as you said. It's kind of like last game, where everyone, like Hokori tried to make the save on Lumiere's lane. They all went up there. That made such a big change as to where the game went, and now we're at that same crossroads here.
And this is where the Lifestealer kind of, the strength of the hero shows. Obviously, it's really good, you know, mid-late game. He has rage. He's so good versus all the spellcasters, but it's when you can't kick him out of the lane. That's where he's really strong. And he has Armlet, he has Max School Frenzy. You really just lane verse him for fun.
See you later, nerds.
Well, again, Tundra keeps the pressure up top, trying to force that back. There was a big movement down bottom.
Look at he's getting like the big, he just got the catapult up top with his boar while he was farming the ancients.
And he finished that big
That's
stack
a gamer.
there too.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is a lot of gold. And he needed it. He was pretty far behind on this Beastmaster. So starting to catch back up to the rest of the cores in this game.
He's a little bad, but I think his job in this game is mostly just going to be to buy the Vlads for his team. He has 2 cores who use it very nicely, and it's just going to be to roar the Lifestealer. That's all they need him to do. He doesn't need to crush the game by himself.
Marcy gets hit there by the sun. Chain Frost looking for some lucky bounces. Will hit one. Do they get another? They do. One last punch. Mira comes in. Luck and skill and team spirit. You take on down that support. Toronto Tokyo moving in. Says, Yopaj, you want some more? Glimpse to stop it. That will be enough to Yopaj out of harm's way.
Yeah, I was scared of a Mira stun into follow-up split earth, so try and remove that. But yeah, missing the spear there on the glitch too.
Nice sidestep.
Yeah, that was rough.
This is where Mars can feel a little scary. If you can't consistently make these arenas work, get these kills with the arena, the spears, you start to not have as much impact. You can see he's rushing the BKB, so his damage won't be too high, but...
Glimpse, spear, stays on, big static storm, hits on everybody. Yato ranges, reaches, keeps him alive. Is it enough? No! He still manages to go down. A good thought by Yadoro, but it wasn't enough to keep the Lesh alive.
That would have been crazy. Yeah, actually managed to get the save there too. But I mean, that's why I think Mars is so tempting. Like, despite like, what is he, like 40% win rate or something, and maybe even lower? Yeah. Like, he just keeps going down, but you still see teams gravitate back to this hero because he gives you like direction. He gives you, you know you have arena, you know it's like this spell that you can go, but when you start missing these spears, that's where it gets really painful.
A lot of the damage from this hero comes from spear and arena.
Yeah.
So you miss that, you're missing out 600 damage or so on every hero. I also think something interesting is the Lifestealer. If he ends up going for Shard, he doesn't have it queued up yet, but it's really cool with Leshrac of how it works. It'll make the Leshrac lifesteal 50% of the damage.
Yeah.
And it'll bounce and connect on all the different units every damage. So I think it's every 500 damage, it'll open wounds another unit. So
it's a very close game here, as you can see. A slight favor right now into the Spirit. Yeah, that open wounds is going to be something interesting to watch for. That's going to be enough to keep alive this Lesh in these pivotal moments. Or, of course, the big hero that we haven't even really talked about has been this OD. Still has the chance to Astral for those saves, but Smoke and Vendetta use. Mira moves in. Ooh, just a little bit off on that stun.
Was he not going for the Hokori?
He might have been going for the hero Trent.
Mirror and Impales in the top lane. Same location, 1 year later.
Dude, that's the thing with True Sight, right? Everybody remembers every move at that point afterwards. Just how it goes.
Flashbacks.
Denied.
Well, they did win that TI, so maybe it's good flashbacks.
Good flashbacks. Memories is what they say.
All right, Invis rune picked up for Yopaj now.
Every rune.
Yeah,
every rune.
Always bringing the heroes, keeping some vision in the area as well.
And over here, Radiance.
Unfortunately, not resulting in a big lead for this hero. Not really snowballing your Mara's ultimate.
Toronto is closing in on the Bloodstone though.
He's going bottom with that Invis.
They have a sentry though. They spotted. Oh no, that was Radiant Sentry.
I know, it looked like you'd think it was dire by the way he just got out of there, right?
Dude, Collapse was so ready.
This guy's pretty good, I hear.
Maybe they had a word on where he TP'd from, but regardless.
Very nice. Best kills that off. Now Rage used, they're gonna stun him. Tim's has the control for round 2 if they go for the jump to stun. Disposes it enough, it is! Oh, pretty play coming from FPZ and Tim's. The Chain Frost will not stop it. Just like that, they open this one up perfectly.
Carry rotation. Shadowfiend goes top, breaks the lanes down, they kill the Lifestealer. It was... You know what he's doing? He infests the creep to just kill the Dom creep so that Beastmaster has no pressure, but now they just roar him. He just dies.
Now the situation just gets so much worse, but at least they'll have the trade in the bottom lane at the same time there with the help of the Leshrac.
Yeah, this will probably finish the Bloodstone. Oh, okay. Toronto bought the energy booster. I got worried. He sold it fast enough though. He's
good.
They did smoke up from top as they run down here because they have a dust. They do have a dust ready on the disruptor.
They saw him. They caught a quick IS on him.
Oh, miss.
Just out of range though. So Mira will escape. Just throwing a spear in anger.
If you're looking
Sentry
for
and ward on this cliff if he decides to
that
peek his head
combo.
up.
The classic Nyx, you know, I'd like to run up those stairs.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Tier 1 tower taken both top and bottom. Mid open if they want to head that direction.
That was a really big move. Killing this Lifestealer. Anytime you kill a hero who feels unkillable, the next kill is always easier. It's the same thing with Timbersaw when he's a very strong hero. You kill this guy once, and he starts going from, you know, diving your tier 3s, being unkillable, to just a hero.
Got it off. Saved for the moment. In some trouble now. Collapse. Does he have the ability to survive? They have infested up again in a second if they want to use it.
Astral.
Astral round 2. Collapse building him up. Gets him healed back up. Now the turn. Yopaj in trouble. Killed off. Collapse another Astral now.
It's so much damage. It's 500 with the Ags.
Oh my god. Blows him up. And they still hang on to the OD ulti. But showing the power of this pick here on the big stage. Team Spirit looking good.
The nice thing right now is he doesn't have to play into the Beastmaster. Zoo's the way you beat OD. So he's constantly been bot. He hasn't even looked top probably, hasn't even touched the lane. His team's coming to him bot, and they don't even worry about the Beastmaster. He's relatively poor for what you would expect from this hero. And he hasn't had much impact outside of that Lifestealer kill.
Yeah, he died at some pretty crucial moments, and now they start to surround this mid tower here, but they're bringing a lot of units. There's no Static Storm, but you do have that glimpse, so if you drive them off, maybe you can get a pick off.
Power dropping so quickly. Yeah, they're going to take this one. Team Spirit, come on in, claim the tower. They do ask for 1. They have, oh, it's just a boar. Okay, just another
boar.
hero. Nonetheless.
One big thing is they glyphed, I believe, so now Boom has no glyph. So if Team Spirit's feeling really good, they can go for a tier 2 right now.
Yeah.
We'll look real quickly at this replay and how close it could have been, but Collapse was there for the save, and they just handled him.
Likely a smoke coming out here soon, you would think, from Boom, right? You have Arena backup, you have Static Storm. They're trying to think of the big play they want to go for.
Up that side of the map.
Hitting BKB timing on the Shadow Fiend, just about 400 gold. And Boom still has very strong timings. They have double BKB soon. Mars just finished his. He gets an Invis to catch. No blinks yet on the side of them, so their jump is not the best, but when they're able to sit there, then with BKB, the sidekick, maybe they fight around a Roche, they're really strong.
Spirit's vision is unreal right now. They have watched like 4 heroes walk from the top rune down through their jungle. Now they see them over by their shop as well earlier, so, or not the shop rather, but like heading towards that outpost. So there's tons of wards in that area from Spirit with their 3K lead. Gives them the safety to just sort of farm up a little bit more. And now with that information, they're going for the fight.
Run into him. The smoke heading down south, and it's FBZ that is going to be the first point of contact. They might have seen the axes there. FBZ backs away, anticipating some heading over that direction.
This is not where you want to fight for Boom. They want to force a Roche right now. I think they want to force a Roche or a tower. They want to force an area that Team Spirit's forced to walk into.
Yeah.
Their Hawks, their vision. So you can see
They're
instantly
pinging it from Tim's. Tim's is just all over that Roche.
Going. Yopaj, Invis.
Jax thinks Radiant's bottom
No
tower
sentries
is about
around,
to
so if
fall.
they head up this direction, he is there to break it off. And again, another one of these just runes picked up that could be game-defining. Yopaj there, they drop the sentry. He's still over in the trees, though. They spot him, Ward. He's just out of vision. They'll take it down now, and Team Spirit not wanting to give up this Roche for nothing. Yeah. Reset again.
It's all these games. Best of ones, so much nerves. You don't want to be the team that makes the bad move.
Yep.
You want to always make sure your moves are good, they're clean. Even if they end up gameplay-wise not clean, you want the moves as a team to be clean and together.
Going to let that middle tower fall?
After farming out bottom and then heading top, Team Spirit back to it in their own jungle. Boom is going to spread out a little bit. They're going to show Yopaj on that bottom lane, at least for a moment. And now Toronto Tokyo heading on in, ready to contest for this rune. It is a DD. Jackie's going to pick that one up.
Oh, DD, BKB, Shadow Fiend. And this is with a lot of golden investment right now just being stacked and waiting on the OD and the next assassin, right? They want these Blink Daggers to transform their heroes a little bit here, give them that extra reach. So this is a good time for Boom. A lot of empty gold right now on Spirit. The lead is not as large as it seems.
They head on in. There's no way to see into the pit right now for Team Spirit.
See the Hawk.
Going to start taking it. Get the D ward. And are they just going to give this up on Team Spirit? It looks like it.
This is where the team fight comes in from Boom. With the Disruptor, Mars, Beast, they have so many heroes that you don't want to walk into that.
Just like that. Boom. They're going to claim the first Aegis and Team Spirit. Give it up for them. We'll see if they can wait this one out, because last game we just saw how quickly things can turn around the back of an Aegis.
And you can see they're building for the fights here with the halberd done on Yadro. Try and ruin Jackie's team fight.
Oh, ready to move in. They're going to defend mid still, even into the Aegis.
They want to smoke the infest on the Nyx.
What a bounty!
He walks away.
Radiants are scanning for enemies.
Pretty slow.
He gets out of there. Radiant scan, they knew that play was coming again.
That was nice. Anytime you know the team kind of rotates a lot of heroes mid, specifically, the only way they can leave mid is a smoke or aggressive play. You can't really split up in all directions because now you don't have TPs for 80 seconds, and that's how you get picked off. So, nice foresight to know that Team Spirit's going to make an aggressive move.
Bit of a classic at this point, right? The aggro immediately after Roche, trying to sort of like ruin this composure that you get having the Aegis, feeling the safety around the map.
Yeah, there used to be a long time ago, used to be, you have the Aegis and you're like, oh, they're never going to fight us.
They all come.
I have Aegis.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't kill me, but nowadays a lot of teams just kind of take that bluff and will kill the Aegis really fast or kill the one hero who's trying to abuse the Aegis vision.
Yeah. That one hero who really needs an item extremely badly, like Yopaj on the Blink Dagger right now.
You can see that in that sort of vacuum of space, Yopaj comes on in, will farm this, while FBZ took the mid tier 1 tower with his summons. So still very even game. Pochka the one that's keeping this lane pushed out continuously.
Oh. It's like such a battle of the vision for the Beastmaster and the positioning of Collapse. I feel like, you know, if they can spot him first and get an initiation on the OD, this fight could look so good for Boom.
Courier coming on out. The blink, that was underneath the ward. They saw this. So Spirit, playing it safe right now. Going on over. See if they can find somebody as they head up the hill. But Spirit, they're already back and underneath their own tier 2 tower.
It looks like they want to defend the tier 2. Utoro TP's mid, smokes up. They want to get probably a support, or if the Mars dies 100-0.
Oh, look at that vision though, yeah. That's
running on in. Smoke, Era, scouted, Toronto Tokyo heads out too. They're just doing little tap dances around each other. Everybody knows where they're at.
My biggest concern right now for Boom is whether they have the damage without the SF. I think the Mars is kind of low damage. Beastmaster's not having an amazing game. So it's a lot on the back of this Shadowfiend, I think, to kind of do everything in the fights. They have to play around him, they have to protect him, he has to kill everyone. On the side of Spirit, you know, Lifestealer dies, maybe the Leshrac goes.
Ooh.
The Leshrac dies, OD maybe carries them. So it seems a little more of a tricore on the side of Spirit. And Boom, it seems like all their eggs are in the basket.
They actually have so much more damage on Spirit.
Ward drop down, they see everybody. Spirit have to run away again. Will manage to force him back for the moment, but Boom taking good vision in this area, and with a minute and a half left on the Aegis, could be spoiling for a fight, or even just to try and bully Team Spirit. They haven't been able to accentuate their lead as Team Spirit keeps farming.
They're not being bullied, you know? They're kind of like looking at, like, yeah, okay, you got Aegis, what? You want to fight? We're ready. It is causing them, of course, to stay relatively grouped, and so you can see that Boom gets a slightly bigger spread there, but you gotta be a little bit careful, because we know that they're ready to try and abuse that spread if you're too confident in your Aegis. Luckily, they've lost a lot of their vision, so Spirit aren't exactly sure where they're grouped up right now.
Butterfly is finished for Shadowfiend, so Lifestealer's not going to do too much for him. But
Let's also out for this one. Glimpse back, will be saved by Aster for the moment. Spear, that was rage. Yopaj goes in, there is nowhere to fight. Mapochka down low, is gonna die, but a couple more of these Astrals. Here, get a little bit of separation, split Earth, it's on the BKB. Toronto Tokyo trying to do what damage he can, but it's not enough. They want to bring him down desperately, a couple more punches, but he's away. Two still dead. Boom, look for more, find the OD, and boom! They take him down, 3 for nothing.
So maybe they should have respected the Aegis a little bit more, you know? just a little bit.
Just so much damage from that SF. And now, even though the Aegis is expiring, this is going to be another tier 2 tower taken by Boom.
they used Glyph. There's no more Glyph if they go for the tier 3.
That is very frightening.
Aegis is expiring, so I think they might respect Team Spirit, but
Dire's bottom tower.
It's starting to such a little poke and probably like Yato just like still hitting the creep there as well. Gets it down, okay, nice. But this was kind of crazy, right? Like the fact that he had the enrage off in time too. So.
And of course,
it got kind of weird. He like infests the lich isn't moving, then they get stuck.
I think the important thing right now is they used the Lich Frost Armor before the fight started. They kind of used it as a, he can walk in, he won't die, he'll kill the creep, versus they go on him, I protect him with this. And I think that's kind of what caused the Lifestealer to die in the fight. So if he gets Frost Shielded, I think that's actually going to be the big change in the next fight that Team Spirit needs. That's all they need to do.
The thing that's interesting is also like this build that the Shadow Fiend has gone straight butterfly afterwards, after the BKB. Really good, obviously, against the Lifestealer, but then the other one is going to be this OD, these Arcane Orbs. Doesn't really want to have to itemize to deal with this for collapse. They're going to need to wait for that BKB to be down on the SF before they can really take an easy fight at least.
Yeah, thankfully, he doesn't really need to press his orb. His goal in life is more going to be just astral people to either to save or astral enemies so he can set up for his ult. But it's going to matter when it's like, it gets down to the end of the fights, everyone's half health, low mana, no BKBs. That's when he could, 3-shot the SF. But if he missed 2 of those 3 hits, he's not dying.
Going to be looking for a little bit of goodwill from the Dota gods. All playing here in their home region. Boom. Wanting to see if they can keep this pressure on. Only one outer tower remains. A 10-6 game, not too many kills, but a whole lot of pressure being felt by both of them.
Dire don't look too scared.
They're going to wait out for this next stage. Just a minute and 15 seconds till it's capable of respawning.
And taking that bottom tier 2 as well as putting that pressure on the tier 3 tower right now. Grab this mid tier 2 as well.
Dire's middle tower.
In another minute, we'll know just how close that. You can see the lines being dropped by Tim again, directing a lot of the team throughout this match. He's just saying, just stick together, right? We know our plan right now. We're very strong at the moment, and we have that good team fight.
They know that Roche can start respawning in about a minute, so they want to take this Dire jungle away from them and then hold the high ground, hold wards. They want to be ready for Roche before it happens. Or just have fun with your ult.
A lot of constant spam there of the Requiem.
I think the really nice thing as well is Yopaj. You see he went BKB Blink, and he knows he's not going to do this Dessa or the Ags, the damage. He doesn't need to. So he's going to go for a Sheep and also for a Refresher. So he's playing purely stun hero, team fight. That's all he needs to do. Just be there and control for your Shadow Fiend.
Team Spirit, no vision in this area. BKB out, FBZ. There's a surprise inside of that Nyx. Be careful. A little bit wary chasing too far. Stiller will pop out. But that's BKB down on the Beastmaster.
And the Roar. Which, the Roar is one of their biggest tools versus the Lifestealer. You can use it through Rage. It's their only tool they can use through a BKB hero.
And a quick spawn on Roche, so potentially those won't be up by the time this fight could happen again.
Yeah, they actually want to try and pressure that bottom lane by the looks of it as well. They're like sending Yopaj down, seeing if they can create that imbalance on the map. But Team Spirit, they're moving faster than that.
The heads on in. Already dewarded this area on Boom.
Their scan misses. Oh, now I see him.
A chance. Smoke breaks. FBZ.
Oh, they couldn't quite get him.
Just barely gets out of there.
That was so close.
That was very, very close. Team Spirit head on in, and they're going to take this tier 1 tower.
So Roshan is up. There's no Roar for 25 seconds, no BKB on him for 30. And Spirit does have the ability to Roche very easily. The Lifestealer can do it by himself. Even the OD orb works on it now. So they have the tools to do it, and they see it.
They have the Hawk too, yeah. So Hawk doing some work here.
Now here's the part of the dance where Boom's going to try to take the jungle back for them. So they have the high ground advantage in the fight. Pushing up mid, pushing out bot. Always about these pressure, these lanes, the vision.
The Hawk is just doing so much for them right now. You know, because it lets them get this pressure in the mid lane, lets them get this pressure in the bottom. They don't have to worry about the fact that, like, they know that Roche isn't being taken. They don't have to worry about some smoke play or something. They're just chilling.
And this Roche is the big one. It's the second Roche. That's generally the first one. It'll give us 2,000 gold, but you don't really end the game with it. The second Roche, you get Shards, you get Aegis. This is when you have actually hit your timings, and you can actually end the game. So whichever team gets this Roche is probably going to be firmly in the command of the game for the next 5 or so minutes.
Clever picked up for the SF. More ways to just make him hit harder, stay alive longer, and even queuing up the Sanjin Yasha next. Wanting to just be this whirling damage dealer in this game. while a smoke happens, 5
This
heroes.
is also like the first time the game where the buybacks can be really huge, right? Roche as well.
Yeah, that's also a big reason why Dire Jungle is so important for both teams to take. The outpost. It's the Roche buyback. Right now, Team Spirit has it, so they should be a little confident about the Roche fight, but it's all about the team fight.
It really feels like Collapse is the big one. Like him not having the buyback too. Like he's someone who can get back in the fight so fast if he were to go down first.
Watch for it. And Team Spirit, they did take that upper tier 1 tower, which is normally where Radiant will come to help reinforce and save. The Spike Carapace hits.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Won't go for anything else there. Mira does have that Blink Dagger, but it's a little bit scary to make the move.
The big Carapace plays so far today have led to some victories.
I think he's really happy he has the shard right now. If there's no damage over time, the Nyx is able to blink forward and stun him there.
Yeah.
True.
Blink canceled.
Stay away from.
Hit a couple big spears there along the way too onto several heroes. We'll have to watch and wait and see, but boom, they feel strong, they feel ready. They're heading into the pit. Satanic is done for Jackie. I don't know if they spotted him going in here actually. They might not have. So Team Spirit on the outside, and of course without any easy vision in here, they're not going to be able to tell that this is happening.
Toronto's Blink is coming right now as well.
They want to make this
on the
fight
bot
happen.
side, there's pressure with the creep, so they're just being pulled around the map of what to do.
And it's moving down, it's going down quickly. They drop down the field, looking for a
he's
shot.
out of TP,
Does he go
sorry.
in for it? He gets it, but the edges. It's in time.
He got glimpsed out before he grabbed the shard.
Oh man,
That was so close.
that timing. That timing though.
We've seen some crazy Roche deals. Xin Q in the group stage was doing it a lot.
Suddenly, a 7,000 gold lead for Boom. With no more outer towers left to go. I mean, Team Spirit, they've got to be sweating at this point.
How's Yopaj feeling? All right. If you get a haste rune, you know, I find like a little wild there, but back to farming.
Seth, Aegis in hand, Jackie. Ready to move this one up. It's Yopaj's first TI after being a standout player this entire year and wanting to back up the rest of his team, see if they can get up there onto the high ground, take build-ins.
I think Boo might slow it down for the next minute or so. The Shadow Fiend level 20 is a really big timing. He gets 3 more damage per soul, 60 more damage for 1 talent.
Yeah.
So I think once they hit that, that's probably where they're, all right, I've had my timing, we go high ground, we can end the game, honestly.
Spirit, what is their answer going to be? Because right now, we haven't been able to see a successful move from them over the past couple of minutes. They have this Halberd, which seems really strong on Yatoro, but it's been a lot of like, okay, we can save this person, then we can save that person, but they haven't been able to do the damage that they need yet.
Biggest thing is actually starting the fights. Again, all of it is on Mira to start the fights for them. You don't want to really start with Astral and show your position. And so the Lightsteers constantly have to infest. He can't farm.
They have a Tim's BKB coming right now as well. So he can really get into these fights.
Vanish, Split Earth, connects there for a moment, just tickling for now. Another round of the Astral. Jackie will just walk away from that one.
He sets himself the BKB and the Paladin sword, and Tim's just like, all right, let's go.
They're ready for it.
Try and force some Astrals.
But the OD has no BKB, so Marcy gets on top of him. He can just kill him. The Static Storm as well. Very good versus OD right now. It's really scary if Boom gets these team fights going.
Did finish the AC on Yatoro, and we still have a plate mail on the Lesh. So those heroes at least are going to be that much stronger and capable of keeping themselves alive. These fights go out.
It's like Spirit have just been incredibly patient this entire game.
Again, they feel very confident with their heroes going to late game. Questions, are they going to be too far behind when they get there?
Will Boom keep that pressure on, force them to have some type of reaction. Now Mira's moving in. Obviously, very dangerous with that Lifestealer in tow. Things could go wrong, and you don't have a BKB TP out with the Beastmaster in the pool.
That gem is still on Skem as well in the Disruptor, so.
All right, I think this is go time for Boom. They want to go high ground. They just finished AC. They just got level 20. The Refresher Orb is now finished by Mars. They just all these timings. They want to go. They want to end this game.
Got a fresh Glimmer as well on Skem. Everything's coming together.
The Glimmer.
I mean, if this push doesn't go well, if they lose this Aegis, if they lose a big team fight, how hard does that swing things back into the favor of Spirit if it happens?
Pretty rough on Yopaj.
It depends on
spot a Refresher.
Yeah, I think it
don't wanna
depends
lose
on the Lifestealer. If he
Okay.
survives the fight, he gets items. Because again, Spirit, all they need is they need to throw one hero into the Wolves. which is going to be the Lifestealer. He's going to get Frost Shield, he's going to get Astraled, and then if he survives all that, and he keeps fighting, then the Lush gets to own the fight, the OD gets to own the fight. But the biggest question is if he has enough farm, if he has enough time to actually survive this fight. That's why the bot fight, he dies first, the fight's over. So it's all about surviving this initial jump for Spirit, and sending a hero in to get jumped.
For now, they're content to hold this high ground. Net worth lead, staying steady, 9K. They finished the Daedalus.
Okay, I love what Mira just did. Mira just grabbed a sentry. I was actually looking through it, trying to figure out, you know, because they were all sitting on Miposhka right now. Because if you think about that Glimmer save, because he's going to try and do some sort of a carapace play where he jumps in with the Lifestealer, and you really don't want the Glimmer to just save somebody.
There it is. First opening, just the Impale, but the Frost Shield on the tower. And then they jump out. They're going to use the Glyph now. Not exactly the way they wanted that one to go, and they're still underneath the Hawk. This vision there the entire time, pushes him back, catches up with the save. It's there for the moment. Can he get out for round 2? They've already lost Mira. Chase down, couple punches. Yadro trying to get away. The crit was not enough damage, but they do still manage to take down that tower. It was a buyback from Mira. And then just like that, they get out.
Yeah, he still has the Arena Spear, but he does not have a BKB.
Yeah, 2 BKBs used on the Mars, BKB on the Marcy, BKB on the Shadow Fiend. Beastmaster still has his, but he has no Roar. They don't feel too bad. I know the Aegis is expiring now, but you never feel bad. Anytime you win and you get a win, you shouldn't feel bad about taking the win and walking away.
Right.
Yeah, but will Spirit now walk out?
Right, and that's the other dynamic, is how far behind our Spirit. It's 12K gold, but in terms of items and fight potential, I feel like we haven't really even seen Team Spirit get a good one into their favor yet. It's going to be a tough one to watch as they try and pick up their next round of items now, 37 minutes in.
Again, this Leshrac hasn't been able to do too much in the fights. I think a lot of the time the Lifestealer is either dead or everyone's BKB, and he kind of wants to wait for everyone's BKB to run out to be this really strong threat. And so the fights have almost always been over in the duration of the BKBs.
Drop down, they see him. Toronto, Tokyo needs to be careful. The Sphere blink back. Gets him for the glimpse. BKB TP out.
Okay, that was insane.
That was
pretty good. that was pretty good.
That guy has won a TI before.
Yeah.
Quick fingers.
I saw Gunner's face, he's like, damn. Yeah, okay.
Arcane Rune up top.
They're just buying timings, but they have to at some point think of what is their timing.
I like this. I'm down for a replay on just a blink.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gets him out of there. So, boom. After taking the tier 3 tower, are going to try and make another assault down here at bottom. Still 1.5 minutes left till Roche. And they're actually finishing off a Dragonlance, bringing it out for Jackie. Always a bit scary walking up high ground without Aegis.
Bang the drums, though.
Looking for it. They have the Sentry Ward down. Impale the start. Big punch. Big catch. Is it enough for the kill? Oh, no! They didn't get it off in time. The ODOT missed. The save comes out from the Marcy. That was exactly what they needed. And now the pullback. Do they have enough? They do. Yadro down. No buyback. Oh, boom. They sense something. They sense the moment. They can feel the crowd.
He's so close to buyback, too.
And they want to take this one down. Tier 3 tower getting hit. Jackie from the low ground. This would be such a huge upset. They have looked solid this entire game.
Look at Yopaj just lying in wait there with the smoke, using that ninja gear.
Has refresher back up again in a second, too. 10 seconds left now. And they do this. OD. Looking for it. Collapse. He's revealing himself.
He's got a ward on the right. He sees them all.
They're thinking about it. Jump forward. Spear back. Arena down. Get over here. Round 2 with the refresher. Tim's in. They're catching. They're killing. Boom. They're doing it all. Team Spirit, they don't have the answer. There are still no buybacks. Still dead. They chase him down. Big blast and another one dead. Team Spirit, they're all laid out. It is over. Oh my God, Boom came in and boomed them. As they're gonna take it down. Mira back up again, the crowd's getting into it. There's a third Roche up, but they don't care. They want to end this game. They want to send the TI champs home. They throw the spear in to stop any blinks, to stop anything at all. Jackie trying to take it down. Mira looking, hoping, desperately want to take this out. But Tamji runs in, he punches the ancient Team Spirit. They don't have an answer. GG! Upset the champs. You
Nice.